Hello there, welcome to the Perfume Experience. Welcome back to another video. So in this particular video today, we are going to do part 2 of the 25 spot on accurate Middle Eastern dupes of popular fragrances. Hope you are doing well. I'm back to Bangalore and let's get going with this particular video from number 14 to number 25. Right after this intro, you're watching the Perfume Experience. My name is Rodney. Let's get going. If you like the kind of work that we do on this particular channel, then definitely hit the like button, subscribe and do comment and share this video across to your friends who want to get fragrances which are actually very good dupes, right? So starting at number 14 is a very popular fragrance from the house of Kilians called as Angel Share. Now Angel Share is a very beautiful, boozy, there's a lot of cognac, there's a boozy note in this particular fragrance. It's got a little bit of a sweetness as well, works amazingly well during a party and all of that. And in the dry down, you kind of get a very nice bitter coffee kind of a vibe as well. Fantastic fragrance. And a lot of people think about Cambra as probably is a good alternate to this. I would differ here, and you can actually watch my dedicated video for this where I've done a comparison between Cambra and I'm talking about Zimaya's Sharaf blend. Now Zimaya's Sharaf blend is number 14 on this list as the best alternative of Angel Share that you can think about. Fantastic presentation that you get, like a really beautiful bottle, and the juice is really good. Very close to how Kilian's Angel Share is in terms of how the fragrance smells, and the dry down that I was talking to you about, that coffee note that you get is very spot on done on this particular fragrance. You get good performance and it's a fantastic party fragrance. Like I said, you can definitely explore. Number 14 is Zimaya's Sharaf blend. Number 15 is a very popular fragrance. This is one of my favorite fragrances from this year. It performs really good and I kind of absolutely love it. If you're looking for Mansera's Intense Sidrat Boy, which is a pineapple, woody, little bit of a leather, sweet, it's got a nice vanilla undertones to it, then you can definitely think of a very good alternate from the house of Prestige Arabia. This is Ishtar Oud. Now this is in the Ishtar series, there are about 2-3 fragrances. This is one of the very nice ones, which is an alternate of, like I said, Mansera's Sidrat Boy Intense. So it smells very good. You have Middle Eastern version and you have the French version. This is the Middle Eastern version. You get a little bit longer performance. You get a little bit more, that leather vibe that you kind of get, which is really good. And you get a good performance too, okay? So, and in terms of pricing, you should get it about 2,500 rupees for about 110 ml. Excellent presentation as well. Comes in a very beautiful box. So this is number 15 that you can think about. Ishtar Oud from the house of Prestige Arabia, alternative of the popular Mansera's Sidrat Boy. Number 16 on this particular list is a new entrant from this year, and we are talking about Amwat's Reflection Man. I'm talking about Shiaka Silver. Now this is a very popular fragrance that we have featured in many videos, and this is one of those absolutely fantastic dupes of a very good niche house. And so in here you get a mild sweetness, you get a little bit of a vanilla vibe, you get a good amount of woody vibes, and you get a lot of other green herbaceous kind of a vibe as well, which comes and fits into very well. There's a light undertone of floral elements in the background somewhere in the heart notes. Overall, it's a very beautifully done fragrance. Smells really nice and performs decently well too. You should get about 6+ hours easy on performance, and the bottle looks pretty nice as well, not tacky at all. In fact, it kind of looks pretty appealing. So it's a good bottle to keep. It's a good fragrance to have in your list, and it's a very good alternate if you're looking for from a niche house. If you're looking for a nice set of fragrances, then yes, Amwat's Reflection Man is from the house of Shiaka, Silver from the house of Cutledge. Like I said, again, this should be in the ballpark figure about 2,000 rupees to get a entire 100 ml. Next one, we're talking about a freshie that's got super beast mode kind of a performance. Very musky, very marine, very aquatic, salty, that kind of fragrance. I'm talking about Ortho Parisis Megamare, which is a fantastic fragrance to have, and one of the nicest alternatives available out there is the Latafa Atlas. Now I've got a small decant of it, and we still have a lot of decants of Atlas that you can kind of get. It's very good. This 10 ml decant has got enough sprays for you to last for a long time, because you just need about a few sprays, 3-4 sprays, and you're good. and it sticks to your clothes for days. You try this on and you put it on your apparel, you can wash it the next day, the day after, and you smell and it will still remain on your clothes. Really good stuff. And one more good thing about this particular fragrance, especially if you're from from a place where there's high humidity and you have trouble with fragrances that don't last, this is the type of fragrance that you should go for. This is really good, and I've kind of discovered how humidity plays such a huge role in fragrance performance. So yes, Atlas is a very nice one to get because of the sea salt, marine, ambergris, and that light marine salty type of a vibe that is really good. It does have a woody undertone to it, a light sweet element in the background that you get, a bit of oak moss green element as well. Overall, a fantastic fragrance. Still a little pricey considering the fact that you get 55 ml for about 2000 rupees. But this is definitely one of the nicer presentations that you get in the entire bottle. Very heavy bottle, very heavy cap that is there on that, and it's a fantastic fragrance to keep. So yes, you can take this at I think about number 17. This is about Latafa Atlas, an alt of Ortho Parisis Mega Mare. A spicy fragrance, a fragrance that's very popularly liked by people. It's very nice. It's a nice fragrance to keep that masculine spicy element. It's got that freshness and it's got that nice performance. I'm talking about from the house of Hermes. Terre de Hermes is a very good fragrance to keep. Now, it's a very popular fragrance among men, especially who like masculine, spicy, office-wearing kind of a fragrance, and a good alternate that has been in the market for a long time is from the house of Rassasis Fatan. Now, this is a 55 ml vial that you get of a similar type of a fragrance notch. Now, only thing that I would say is it smells almost similar to how Terre de Hermes smells, but one slight thing that I would say is, in terms of performance, I still feel Terre de Hermes, the original, does perform really well. This, of course, does give you very good performance. It works very good in high heat, temperatures as well. It's a good fragrance, but that projects a little bit better. But from a budget dupe point of view, or from an alternative point of view, which is close to in the 90% bracket, I would say this is pretty good. I can definitely expose Sheikh Zayed Brown as well to try and see how good that is, but it's a good fragrance to keep. The only thing is this, you get 55 ml for about 1300 rupees at maximum. So under 1500, you can think about a good fragrance to wear for office, gym, and for high summers or high humidity temperatures. You can definitely consider wearing Rassasis Fatan. Next, we are talking about a fragrance from the house of Memo. Memo is a French house that does very nice fragrances. One of the nicer fragrances that they have had is African leather. Okay, now Afro leather or African leather is a very popular fragrance, and African leather talks about spicy elements like cumin. It talks about a lot of oriental spices, but not the sweet type. It's basically a spicy kind of a fragrance. And Maison Alhambra's Afro leather is a very good alternate of this. I do have an original decant, or rather official sample of African leather from the house of Memo, and they've done it really nice, especially if you're looking for a nice leather fragrance, especially for winters. You want something loud that is projecting really well and has got a nice spicy nature to it. You should definitely check out African leather. It's a good fragrance, and this particular alternate comes at a very nice price. It's got a light sweetness of some kind of a cinnamon, nutmeg, that kind of oriental spicy element as well, but along with a little bit of a coriander and cumin kind of thing, which brings a more hot kind of a spicy element. Overall, fantastic fragrance. The bottle looks very nice, heavy bottle. Good performance of this particular fragrance. You can definitely consider this as well as a very good alternate in the 25 list. This is Afro leather from the house of Maison Alhambra. Next, one more particular fragrance from the house of Latafa, and whenever we think about Oud for Greatness, which is from the house of Initio, it is one of the definite must-try clones, is basically Oud for Glory from the house of Latafa. This is a very beautiful fragrance, especially if you want to try oud for the first time as well. If you don't want any of those skanky, animalic type of oud, but you want a more sweet, more inviting, more comfortable type of fragrance to consider, then you can definitely look at getting Latafa Lataf's Oud for Glory. Now this is got saffron, it's got a bit of oud, it's got a lot of woody elements, it's got a little bit of a sweetness. Overall, in my opinion, it smells really nice, and this thing lasts well as well on apparel especially. And if you do about a few sprays, especially for celebrations, weddings and all of that, if you're looking to wear something very nice, you can definitely try this. This is Lataf's Oud for Glory. It does have that little bit of that burnt rubber kind of a smell, especially when the oud mixes very well with saffron, but otherwise it's a fab fragrance, especially when you think about the bottles next to each other, and when you smell up close Oud for Greatness, and this is almost a 90% close. The only thing is Oud for Greatness has got a little more frail, light, airy kind of a component, and those are done really well in this. They've tried to get the DNA of the particular fragrance really well, so you can definitely try this. This is Oud for Glory from the house of Latafa and all of Initio's Oud for Greatness. Moving to some newer fragrances that we've hit this year, and these are some really nice ones. First one to talk about in this particular fragrance list is a recent a fragrance that we've got from the house of Cuddledge. I'm talking about Artistic Epoch, okay, or Epoch Artistic. This is a fantastic fragrance, and when I was flying out of Bangalore the last week, I tried this particular fragrance in the duty free, which is the Invictus Victory Elixir, and my oh my, how close have they got this particular fragrance in terms of that. It is almost like a bang on clone, this one. It smells so very nice. It's got a nice sweet airy frail to it. It's got a little bit of cardamom, cinnamon type of opening, some sweetness, some woody elements. Overall, something done really nice, and this thing smells nice as well. I mean, it smells nice, it's on your skin very well, it smells very good, it lasts pretty well, surprisingly does 6-7 hours easily on your apparel. Doesn't project very loudly for a very long time. Projection is, I would say, about 40 minutes to 50 minutes, but performs really well. I will do a detailed review of this particular fragrance. This is from the house of Cuddledge, Epoch Artistic, and I think it's in the ballpark figure about roughly about 3,000 rupees and under. For that price, I think you get a fantastic dupe of Paco Rabanne's Invictus Victory Elixir. Next, a particular fragrance from the house of Ahmed Al Maghrabi, and Ahmed Al Maghrabi does some fantastic fragrances. So one of the nicest ones and a newer find this year has to be Mani from the house of Ahmed Al Maghrabi. This is a fruity, floral, woody type of a fragrance which has got some very nice things going on, especially for summer, office wear, everyday wear, versatile type of a fragrance. My full bottle is gone for decanting, so I'm using this sample to show you that this is an alternate of K by Dolce & Gabbana, and it's done really nice. It smells very good. It's got that nice sweetness, it's got that fruity element, it's got that floral spring element, woody elements overall, and it smells really nice. The oud on this one particular fragrance is also little bit comforting. It's woody, it's sweeter. Overall, it's a fantastic fragrance. Performs top-notch performance. You get really long-lasting performance and projects really well as well. And in under 2,000 rupees, I think this is one of the nicer fragrances to definitely consider. Mani is really good as a whole fragrance to look at if you're looking for a good alternate of Dolce & Gabbana's K from the house of Dolce & Gabbana. Alright, so this is Mani from the house of Ahmed Al Maghrabi, a very good alternate to that. So one of the nicest fragrances that came out last year was Rasasi's Havas Ice. Now that was a good follow-up to the existing Havas DNA, which works really well. It's a nice summer fragrance, it's an everyday fragrance. It's got that little bit of a minty vibe, a little bit of a green herbaceous vibe as well, and a bit of plum to make that very good summer daytime office wear kind of a fragrance. Now there have been no alternates of this particular fragrance from Middle Eastern houses, and then comes across Dumont to India, not officially though, but through other channels. But they did launch Axon Ultimate, which was an alternate of Havas Ice, and they've done it really well. Like all Dumont fragrances, they perform really good. Now you can get this for literally half the price of how much you pay for Rasasi Havas Ice. So if you're able to find this, of course, which is a little bit of a challenge, but if you're able to find this, this is a good alternative to consider when you think about an alternate for Rasasi Havas Ice. It's got that same plum, green, herbaceous vibe, a little bit of that mintness that you get. Overall, fantastic bottle, good performance like all Dumont bottles, like I said, and you can consider this as well as a good alternative of good fragrances that are very close, accurate in terms of dupes that you look at from popular fragrances. Now, one of my favorite fragrances has to be from the house of Yves Saint Laurent, and I'm talking about La Nuit d'Alôme. Now, La Nuit d'Alôme is basically a fragrance that's got cardamom, some woody notes, some sweetness, and it's a fantastic fragrance that's got a good thing going on when you go for date nights. It's got that woody sweetness and all of that. Now, people absolutely love finding alternates for this particular fragrance because it smells so good. And one of the nicest alternates available out there has to be from the house of Albait. Now, Albait's, I have got a small decant of it, but this thing smells so very nice, so very close to how LNDLH is actually, right? So if you're looking for a good alternative of this, you can consider a few options, but then I think one of the nicest one, hands down, has to be Albait, which comes at a very good budget price. Okay, now Albait's got some fragrances which are really good, like their Gentleman Reserve Privé, or Hasiwat, or Ombre Nomad, but also their Umo Intense and La Nuit d'Alôme is also a very good one, and it smells very good performance, solid performance. The scent profile is very nice. The powdery dry down is absolutely amazing. So if you're looking for a detailed review of this and a full comparison, you can check out my channel as well. But if you're looking for a good alternative of La Nuit d'Alôme, you can then consider getting from the house of Albait. This is again under 2,000 rupees. So that is something, another nice bonus point. So number 25 on this particular list is a fragrance from the house of Dolce & Gabbana. I'm talking about Light Blue Forever. Now, Light Blue Forever is a very nice citrusy, spicy kind of a fragrance, which is very well loved by a lot of people, and it's got a very nice DNA going on. I do have a small tiny decant that I can use, but for me, since you keep changing fragrances so much, I don't need a full bottle or a decant or a larger decant. But I can definitely consider getting a good alternative of that, and this comes from the house of fragrance world called as Launo. Okay, so this is Launo Forever Blue, and this is fantastically done in terms of how nice this citrusy fragrance smells like. It's got that little spicy element, it's got that nice citrusy opening, and it smells very wonderful in the air, albeit a little bit lighter in terms of performance, in terms of projection, but then you get a fantastic alternate of how Light Blue Forever smells like. Really nice, and I kind of like this a lot. It's one of those nicest dupes that's come out in budget, which smells nice, and they've got a bottle that looks pretty good as well. So decent performance, I would say 4-5 hours of performance at max, but a scent profile that's very close. Especially if you're looking for fragrances that you want to wear for office, then you should definitely consider getting this, right? So I think that's my 25 list of fragrances, part 2 of this particular video, where I've featured 12 more fragrances that are absolutely good alternatives, spot on dupes that are very close to, in the range of 85 to 95% close to the originals, and you can definitely consider getting them as a good alternative to these popular fragrances, right? So if you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on another video. Until another time, take care. Bye.